Hello, my pretties. If you couldn't get that reference, that's from another What If YouTube channel. But yeah. Anyway, hello everyone. I'm back, and I got a doozy for you. Now, I know somebody commented down below in the comments, what if Naruto was the leader of the Ten Commandments and the ship wanted to be Derry Airy? I know that you want what if, but it's gonna take a little bit of time. I know, I'm sorry. I'm a lazy so yeah. I'm a lazy piece of and yeah, I'm sorry. That's gonna take a little bit of time, but don't worry, I'll get it done. Don't you worry. Probably gonna take I don't know, a few days. I don't know when, but I just gotta think up of a story or something. But yeah, anyways, enough about me talking about what's going on. This is what if Naruto was forgotten. Now, the way this would start, Naruto would be 5 years old. Something drastic outside the village would happen, and Minato and Kushina would bring Naruto along with his other siblings. Naruko, Menma, Mito. Menma is a girl, Mito is the guy. Minato, yeah, something like that. Minato na Uzumaki, Menma Namikaze, Naruto Uzumaki. So yeah, this is Menma on screen. Menma right here. Menma, she is gonna be the main character for Naruto, the original. But this what if Naruto is gonna be the main character? Just imagine everything that was canon that happened to Naruto happens to her. Like her making friends with Gaara, her making a promise to Sakura to bring back Sasuke. She's a prankster, and for her to get that personality of Naruto, she's gonna be neglected by the parents. Like, they're gonna be, like, sort of neglective, like, they're not gonna pay attention half of the time. They're not gonna give her a peace of mind. But yeah, that's the type of personality that she builds up. The personality of Naruto. So yeah. Anywho, Menma, he's gonna be, or yeah, Minato. Minato. Minato Uzumaki. He is gonna be, I don't know, man. He's gonna be arrogant, I guess. But he's gonna be like, sort of like Naruto, but a little bit more arrogant, a little bit more like a brat, more confident, I guess you could say. But yeah. And he has another sibling. I'm starting to run out of names here. I'm trying to figure out names for the characters. Hang on, I'll be right back. I gotta figure out the name for the third one. Okay, I think I figured out the name. The third one is gonna be Narco. Yes, I know, it's a used name that I used in past what ifs for the main character, Naruko, the older sister, the youngest or second youngest in some of my other what ifs, Naruko. Yes, she's gonna be the third sibling, and she's gonna be the youngest. Naruko Namikaze. So yeah. Anywho, they bring all the siblings and Naruto to a place. Something like political stance, all that like political stuff with Menma or Minato. The father, not the kid. So, you know what? I'm just gonna have it like this. Minato Namikaze and Minato and Uzumaki. Menma or Minato U, Minato M. M Minato and U Minato. The first letters of like their last names or whatever. I don't know. But yeah. Minato M. Namikaze or whatever. I don't know the first letter of his last name. Just the regular Minato. So, yeah. The Nine Tails attack happens, but not at the leaf. It happens at the meeting place. It happens. Obito finds Kushina, kidnaps her, and kidnaps Naruto. Naruto is 5 years old. Now, when Minato finds this out, he is furious. So he starts teleporting because he put down some markings. He put down his kunai marks, and he starts teleporting all over the place. All over the place, just going left to right, right to left. So he's going all over the place, just looking left, right, up, down, bottom, center. He's just looking all over the place. About, I want to say 15 minutes later, he finds Kushina and the Nine Tails. Nine Tails poofs into existence and just starts wrecking stuff. He just starts flailing his tails around, just starts slashing at trees, throwing a couple tailed beast bombs in every which direction. Just going buck wild. He's just going wild like a rhino or whatever. So yeah, while the Nine Tails is just starting to wreck stuff all over the place, Minato is trying to find Naruto and Kushina. Obito has Naruto in his hands by the back of the collar. Naruto is calling out for his father to help him. He's crying out, "Help me!" And so they're by a building. The Nine Tails smacks its tail near that building, and Obito, with the guts of steel, he just throws Naruto inside that building as it's crumbling. And the basement is made of wood, and the wood was pretty weak, so Naruto just falls right through the basement, through the top floor. He falls through, and he's now in the basement. So the whole building comes crashing down on top of Naruto. But by luck, a single wooden beam is in the way, so Naruto's propped up right next to the wooden beam. Minato, he does the 8 trigram seal. He grabs about, I want to say, 50% of the Nine Tails chakra. He grabs about 50% of it. The chakra, not the soul, not the yin and yang version of Kurama, because in the anime it's the yin and yang of Kurama, like the good and the bad. So yeah, he grabs the chakra, not the yin and yang. He grabs the chakra, and he's just barely able to reach Naruto, but he taps him on his chest. He taps him on his chest with the 8 trigram seal. 8 trigrams. Wait, why am I saying 8 trigrams? No, that's the Hyuga thing. I don't know. I don't know what the seal is called. I don't care what it's called. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I'm a dumbass. It's called the Reaper Death Seal, I think. But if it's not, that's what I'm calling it. So the Reaper Death Seal. He performs it, grabs the chakra, and taps Naruto on his chest. So the Reaper Death Seal appears on Naruto's heart. Just right over it. The center of your chest, in between your two chest, in between your pecs, or if you're a woman watching, in between your, yeah. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. it appears right over the heart, so just below the neck or the chin, whatever. The black markings of the Reaper Death Seal appear and just go like right next to his collarbone or just at the base of the neck. Since the chakra is so vigorous and so large, the seal is big. It like overtakes his left and right side of his chest and right at the top of his belly. You know, like that bone in the center of your ribs that keep your ribs? You know that bone? It goes past that onto your. If you're fit, it goes onto your six pack. But if you're not, it goes right onto your gut, just up right over your stomach, because your stomach is closer to your heart and your intestines are just below that. So yeah, it goes right over his gut on the first two abs. If you're fit watching, right over your two abs. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. Naruto's screaming out for Minato to help him out. Minato is starting to freak out. He's starting to panic a little bit. So he's just frantic with his words. He says, yeah, "I'll be right back, Naruto. I promise. I gotta go. I gotta go make sure that Kushina's all right. Okay? Then I'll come back for you. Okay? Okay?" As he's starting to panic a little, Naruto says, "But wait!" As Minato just rushes off. As Naruto puts his hand down, he's starting to cry, thinking, yeah, Dad will be back. I'm sure of it. Dad will help me out of here. He wouldn't just leave me. I'm his son. I'm sure Dad will come back, certainly. We cut to 5 hours later. Naruto still has hope that his father will come back for him. He's just taking a real long time with it. Because, if you did not know, the battlefield takes about half and 2 miles away. So, and he knows that his father has picked up all the marking kunai while he was teleporting around. He was picking up all of his marking kunai, putting it in his pouch. So Naruto could sense him doing it, like picking up the markers, putting it in his pouch, and now that he picked up all his markers, Naruto is just like, oh, well, he did pick up all his markers, so I'm guessing he's taking a long time since he did take up all of his markings with his kunai. He will be back, I know it, as he smiles to himself. So the Nine-Tails chakra starts to work on Naruto since Naruto has a few slivers, has a few gashes and cuts. As Naruto begins to notice that the chakra is starting to heal everything faster and faster, almost like a sort of regeneration. Like, he tested it. Like, he cut himself, and like about 3 seconds or 2 seconds later, the wound started to heal itself pretty quick. So after like 1 second, it heals, or 2 seconds, I mean. So after like 2 seconds of waiting, it starts to heal. Within 1 second, it's done. So yeah, now he knows he has a regenerative chakra. The 8-prong seal on his chest, it works like this. I'm gonna work out how the seal works, so something I can tell you in the future, which would make sense. I'm gonna make it like this. The 8-prong seal is to direct chakra. It's like a filter. It filters out all the negative and puts it into positive. It's sort of like a filter. So it's filtering out the Nine-Tails chakra, 50% of it. So that's a large amount. So it's going to take a few years for it all to filter out into good chakra instead of the bad. Because this is the bad chakra, like the You know, like when Naruto gets angry and the red chakra comes out. No, it's gonna go into like filtering and go into good chakra, turning into blue chakra, not red. So yeah. So it's directing chakra into the filter, that is the seal. It's filtering out the chakra and directing it in certain areas of the body so that it would not get weak. The weaker the weaker the body, the more chakra is focused in that area. So yeah, keep that in mind in the future. The weaker the body and chakra exhaustion, the stronger. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. And this is a one shot, okay? That's one thing I forgot to say at the intro. This is a one shot what if. And if I'm feeling like I didn't like it, I'll add on a part 2 to explain things better, okay? If that's what you want for this one shot. I guess you can call this a second shot if I didn't like it. So, here we go. So yeah, that's the Reaper Death Seal in this universe. As a Oh yeah, and my character Nergagantu, as from other what ifs, neglected Deku, other Naruto what ifs. You know my character, right? Nergagantu, his cosmic power of universes. He's the creator of all universes and the center of existence. You know him. He's just a puppet. You know, the puppet version of my real self. So yeah, that's my character in all universes, Nergagantu. Any type of what if that comes up, I'm gonna mention that my character might intervene or, like come into the story. So if you hear the name Nergagantu, that's a puppet in a different universe. And each puppet has a fraction of my power. So yeah. So yeah, later on in the story, Nergagantu will interfere in something, I'll tell you. So yeah. Now the hours are starting to turn into days. The hours turn to 10 hours, 15 hours, 24 hours, a day, 2 days, 3 days. Soon after, a week. Naruto is still trapped underneath all of that rubble, all of that broken wood, all of that stone, everything. So yeah. So, hang on. I gotta do something real quick. So yeah. Soon after that, we time skip. We time skip 7 years later. 7 years. And I said at the beginning, he's 5. So by now, he would be around 11, I think. Hang on, let me do the math again, because I forgot. He would be 12 years old. He would be 12 years old. Since I said he was 5, and then I said several years have passed, he would be 12. So yeah. Let me show you what he looks like. Hang on, let me grab a picture here. Actually, in fact, let me just do this. He looks like this. I couldn't find a good enough picture for you guys, so you're just gonna have to deal with this picture. He looks like this. Yes, I know all the tattoos are there. Just ignore them. He's more built. He doesn't have black hair. His hair is red. So yeah. This is what he looks like. Or no, not red hair. Blonde hair. But his hair is pretty long. So yeah. So, yeah. Naruto has been stuck under this rubble for several years until today. Or last year. Flashback. Naruto has been experimenting with chakra and different elements of chakra. He found out that he has, through the years, he found out that he has certain releases, like fire release, water release, air release, all the 5 chakra natures, okay? And he is a prodigy in all nature chakra. So yeah. His hair is to this length, like all the way to the back of the neck, but not this long piece right here that goes right here. It's not that long with this piece, but the rest of this right here. The rest of this. So yeah. So yeah. We jump back to the present. So Naruto finally decides that his glimmer of hope has finally flushed out. He has no hope. He finally realizes that Minato has forgotten him. He has forgotten his own son. So he finally decides today is the day where he acts and tries to break out. At first, it was difficult because when he tried to move a piece, another piece would pierce him. And when he tried to take out that piece, and then another one would just pierce him after he removed the other. You know, it would go on and on until he starts getting pissed off and just releases a gigantic boom of chakra. A gigantic kaboom, and debris and different chakra just goes flying all over the place. Metal rods piercing through trees, other trees getting pierced with like pipes and different stuff, electrical pipes, wooden pieces just flying all over the place, all of that just flying everywhere, debris, all of it. Ah, sorry guys, gotta clear my throat every now and then. So yeah. So, as he climbs out of that pit. He's just wearing his shorts when he was a kid. The shorts are really tight. They're really tight on his crotch and his rear. They're starting to rip now that he's like full on flexing his muscles. Oh yeah, and let me show you the muscles real quick. Let me show you the build the bod. He looks like this. Look how jacked he is. The broad shoulders, the abdomen, the chest, the glorified muscles, all of that. But he's not gonna have this clothing though. He's not gonna have this clothing. He's gonna look different. So yeah. So he's gonna be like that and all that. Yeah. Oh, here's one. So yeah. After about, I want to say about several days of training and all that. Or no, never mind. He doesn't break out. I'm sorry for all of that, like, you know. So he tries yelling for help. So yeah, he tries yelling out for help. He starts flaring his chakra out, start releasing about a good amount of the filtered chakra, because he found out if he tries to use the other chakra, it's not gonna work because something is blocking it. But he found out that a lot of his original chakra, that chakra has been filtered into his reserves. So he starts opening up the reserves and start flaring off a humongous amount of chakra. So yeah. Anywho, he starts flaring off all that chakra and all of it. Soon enough, my character, Nergagantu, he feels the chakra. And let me show you this version of Nergagantu, this version. This is my character, Nergagantu. I know he looks like a little kid, but he is like at least around 70 or 50. So yeah, he's pretty old, but he looks young. So he's 50, and he's sort of like a Veltramite from Invincible. The older he is, the stronger he gets. Never mind about him being 50 or something. He is about 195,000 years old. He was floating around the entire world, floating around the universe, checking stuff out, making sure no one steps out of line, and kicking the Otsutsuki down, kicking them down, just demolishing them, absolutely demolishing them, fighting off the king, proving that the king ain't nothing to him. So yeah, he's just like humiliating the Otsutsuki. So yeah. Eventually my character landed on Earth about 7 years ago. About at least 5 or 10 years ago, and now he's just walking around the earth with his tattoos, his all of that just covered up by a gigantic cloak. So yeah, he feels the chakra, and he goes over and he sees this pile of rubble, wooden beams, rocks, steel pipes, and all that stuff. He feels the chakra and he says, "Hello?" Or no, wait, hang on, let me get my voice. Hello? Anyone there? I feel your chakra. Hello? As he's starting to. As Naruto hears this, he screams out, "Hello? Anyone there? Yeah, it's me. I'm underneath the rubble. Hello?" As my character hears the cries for help, as he starts looking around. Um, is there anyone there? I hear you. Where are you? Naruto. Hey! I'm underneath the rubble! Help! As he hears this, and he says, "Oh, what a predicament you are in. Do you wish for me to help you?" Yes, please. I've been stuck under here for 7 years. Please. 7 years? Huh. Okay then. I will help you out then. As my character Nergantu just flows his chakra throughout the entire rubble, and now that he has his entire chakra surrounding the rubble, he says, "Here we go," in a soulless like voice, since he's like 195,000 years old and all that stuff, 195 years, you're gonna see a lot of. So yeah, he's gonna be like a little bit traumatized by all this stuff he's been seeing. So he just decided to throw away emotion and help out and like leave the emotions of helping someone if they ask politely and like defending himself whenever someone threatens him or puts his hand on my character. So yeah. So he decides to help Naruto. As now that he has his chakra flowing throughout the rubble, he grasps for nothing and he starts lifting his hand. This is known as chakra telekinesis. If you wrap your chakra around an object and grasp for nothing and start like pulling it or lifting it, the chakra that wraps around that object will start to float and start like moving to your very command, like how any ordinary telekinesis would. So yeah. So that's how it works with chakra telekinesis. And yeah, after that, I do a lot of like my character. He lifts off the rubble and he helps Naruto get up and he says, "Well then, I've helped you in your endeavors. Goodbye now. I'll be off. As Naruto says, "Hey, wait! Can I come with you?" Why is that? Why is that? Well, you seem strong, and you're the first person to help me after 7 years. Please, can I come with you? And will you train me? I wish to be your disciple. Huh? You wish to be my disciple? Yes! Your amazing strength, your techniques. I must learn them all. Please. Do you have any dark desire with these skills? No, 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 no. I only have good ones, as Naruto explains his background. Huh. Well then, I guess I will help you. Fine, you can come with me. But know this, child. The training that you will go through is unbearable to most. If you have the will of fire in your heart, I will take you as my disciple. As Naruto, with a whole heart, he bows, saying, "Yes, master! I will do everything you ask. No matter how hard, no matter how lame, or how boring, I will do it all." Huh. Alright then. We shall head north towards the mountains in the snowy climate. That is where my home is. Your home is in the the mountains and the snow? Yes. I built up my endurance to the cold, so just me wearing this cloak will be just fine. But for you, however, here, as my character puts out his hand, making like snow clothes, like a cloak with fur on the inside, a jacket, a big puffy leather jacket with fur on the inside, just clothes and gloves with fur on the inside of it, and a mask. And a mask that covers the mouth and nose, and a pair of goggles so you can see without closing your eyes or squinting. So yeah. When we get to the northern part, and when there is snow, put these on, one by one, until we get to a blizzard. Then put on the cloak and everything else. Whoa! How did you... There is no need for knowing. There is only time for doing. Yes, sir. There is no time to ask. Just do. Good. You are learning fast. As we skip to about half in a year, about I want to say a week, they made it to the snowy part. Naruto is starting to get cold, so he puts on the jacket. Or no, he puts on the pants and then the boots. For a little bit he was alright until they start getting closer to the blizzard, where he starts putting on the jacket. The jacket is still open, since he's not like that cold yet. But as they get closer and closer to the blizzard part, he starts zipping up the jacket and... Or no, he puts on the gloves after that. You know, like those anime characters where they wear their jacket like a cape? That's what he's doing. He doesn't put his hand through the sleeve yet, but he has the jacket over his shoulder like a... Like a... Like a cape. So yeah. After that, he puts on the gloves that go halfway down his arm. He puts on the gloves, and they go halfway down his arm, past his wrist, about midway to his forearm, or, yeah, halfway to his elbow. And these gloves are not fingerless, they're regular gloves, and the entire outfit is like leather, or black leather. So black leather gloves, or no, white. All of the clothing is white, so it blends in with the blizzard and the snow. So yeah. So, as they get closer, Naruto slips on a scarf over his mouth. He slips on the mask. It's a leather mask with a rebreather on attached to the left side of the mask on the cheek. You know, like those gas masks with their like canisters hooked onto the side. That's what it has. After that, he slips on a scarf that goes over the canister. There's a hole for it. So he puts on the scarf over it without the canister on. He makes a hole and then he screws on the canister. So yeah. After that, after he slips on the scarf that covers his neck and is attached to the mask through the canister and a canister on the left side. So, two sides of canisters on the left and right, both on the left side of the cheek. So the scarf is had like two holes in it. There are two holes inside of the scarf, and Naruto puts on the canisters over both of them. So the canisters are not bothered by the scarf in any way. So yeah. After that, the scarf is covering his neck and is covering the mask, the leather mask, with fur on the inside of it that is hugging his face. After that, he slips on the goggles. He slips on the goggles that go over his eyes and attaches to the mask, making a gas mask in a way, but it detaches once you take off the goggles and attaches when you put on the goggles. So yeah, he essentially made a gas mask, but it's a rebreather mask. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I don't care. But yeah. Yeah. It's sort of like a rebreathing mask, but for breathing and stuff. Clean air, so you're not like air's being forced down your throat. So you're not like having air like just strangle you. So yeah. My character, however, takes off the cloak, and then you see this on screen. Blue hair, blue eyes, black skin. Yeah. Just to be known, this is not what I look like. This is just one of the many puppets I have. This is just one of them that has black skin. My character, or my true self, created many skinned puppets with different skin colors, different eye colors, different features. So I don't want to hear anything in the comments about that. So yeah. Black skin with tattoos that glow. Tattoos with that glow. This thing that wraps around my waist and covers up my back and my front. And the family jewels. And then bandages around my arms that go up to the forearm or near my elbow. And covers up my knuckles. You see where that black orb is near my fingers? You see that black orb next to my fingers? Right above that is my knuckles, so the black bandages are covering that. And black bandages that cover up my, black bandages that cover up my foot like this. The heel shows off, my toes show off, and they go halfway up my legs, so yeah. And then the tattoos are showing off, glowing in the blizzard, because I have a barrier that is a blizzard that is about half a mile long. So a half a mile long blizzard we go through. And by the time we get onto the other side, it's nice and sunny. But to Naruto, it's still cold. So he keeps on all the stuff, though it looks pretty sunny and pretty alright. There's no grass, it's just been covered up by snow. A gigantic wooden cabin, or I guess you can call it a wooden house, not a cabin. A wooden house is in the middle, surrounded by a stadium, not a stadium, stables with different horses in it that have like saddles and stuff. It's sort of like a ranch in a way, you know? Stables for horses, uh, and inside the house it's like cowboy related, but my character doesn't have on any clothes besides this on my waist that's covering up my junk in front and the dump truck in back. So yeah. And then his glorified muscles just showing off. My character's pretty buff and also skinny at the same time. Like the muscles are pretty noticeable and he's pretty skinny looking, but his muscles are showing pretty valiantly. So yeah. Anyways, this is my home. Naruto underneath the mask. Hang on.
Wow, really? This place is amazing. But I don't know why I feel so cold. We just went through a half a mile long blizzard.
Well, that's because this is the center of that blizzard. And I made it extra cold for you, so you have to get used to being cold. So the blizzard doesn't bother you on the way in and out. And the horses as well. The horses, they have gotten used to going through blizzards, and they're pretty used to the cold. I'm pretty sure they're dead. Undead horses that don't be affected by rotting. So yeah. As he says, what's so special about these horses? Oh, those horses are special. I made these horses with my own two hands. What do you mean by that? In a creeped out voice. Don't take it that way, kid. I didn't make them like that. I made them with chakra and the ability of creation. That's how I made this place. As I create a sword, I create a sword out of nothing. Whoa! That's just like how I made those clothes? Yes. I made these horses. I made them myself with my power. Will I be able to do that? No. Only I can do certain things that you cannot, and most humans cannot. But there are some things that I can allow you to do. But also cool! Yes, I know it is very cool. As I start explaining my abilities, saying that I'm a dimensional god and I'm just a puppet, or my character saying that it's just a puppet to my actual form, and that the puppet itself has a fraction of that power. The abilities that show to him don't is not even half of what the real form of my character can do. He says, my original form is way better in every way about it. Ah, cool! I know it is. I'll be right back, guys. Gotta go grab a drink and some snacks. But yeah, after they made it to the top, after Naruto has been explained, or my character explained everything to do with creation and what he created. So yeah. Now we skip back to Minato's view several years before he left. Man, doing these flashbacks and all of that is so tough. Where do I begin? So yeah, after that, we see Minato reaching down, poking Naruto on the chest. He explains he'll be back, and then he poofs off. He poofs off, or he runs off to Kushina and finds her. And then after that, he seals about, I don't know, 10% of the chakra, or no, yeah, 10% chakra into Kushina so she won't die. And then the rest and the other three. The yin side, I think, is the good side. The yin inside of Menma, Naruto's second old sister. Or no, yeah, he is the oldest. She was the second youngest. So she would be around 4 years old. Minato Uzumaki, the second brother, would be the third youngest, being 3 years old. And then the youngest being 2 years old, being Naruto. Naruto would be nice and stuff. Growing up sort of like Hinata, shy, nice, all of that. You know? So yeah. Uh yeah, after that he would find out that Obito would take both of them hostage, hide them around places, finding them, going through a whole elaborate trap, getting them free, doing the process over and over again until to the youngest, being 2 years old. So yeah. So yeah. Uh okay, I think I have the ages figured out. So yeah. After this would cause Minato to forget about Naruto. It would cause him to forget about Naruto and not go back. After that, the whole thing about Obito and just messing with him, Obito just messing around with Minato, just pranking him, pulling his strings, all of that, all of his heartstrings. And then after that, that scene would come up where Minato throws his kunai through Obito, teleporting behind him, Rasenganing him in the back, sending them down to the floor, and Obito toilet flushing away. Because, come on, everybody sees it as a toilet flush going down. So yeah, he just poofs out of there. And then yeah. So they would go back to the Hidden Leaf. Minato making sure that he did not miss anything, though he did. Kushina would think, I think we're missing someone. Minato would just reassure her that we're not missing anyone. So yeah, the youngest getting the soul. Or no, the youngest and the second youngest. The third youngest would get the yin side, I think. I think the yin is the good and the yang is the bad, I think. Or no. Menma got the yin side, the good half, I'll just say that. And the second youngest, or Minato Uzumaki, getting the bad half. Getting the bad half, Menma getting the good. So yeah, the chakra and the good side of Kurama, and Minato getting the bad side and the chakra of Kurama. The youngest getting whatever is left of the chakra, which was about, I want to say, around 15, maybe 15% chakra or something like that. I don't know. It's all evenly split throughout the family. So yeah, Kushina having 10%, the other three getting equal amounts. So yeah. Menma, being 4 years old, would ask anything about Naruto. But Minato would just wave her off, saying, no, 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 I'm sure I got everyone here. Yeah, just go play or something. Something like that, along the lines of that. Menma would spend most of her life like Naruto, but not as like depressed, not as neglected. She would still like get a mouth in, like, hey, I want this, or hey, can I eat this today, or can I have that? Every now and then, but it's not like every day she gets a word in? Sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't often. So yeah. Anywho, uh, yeah. Um, yeah. Soon enough, everything like Naruto would happen. Donzo would say that Menma is the holder of the nine-tailed fox, the demon fox who killed so and so called. The demon fox's soul. So they just think that Menma is the demon incarnated. So they, so yeah. Menma, or no, Minato and Kushina would protect her every now and then, 'cause they know what Danzo did. But they're not as focused on her as they are to the other two youngest. Because Minato thought that he just sealed like chakra into Menma. And he thought that he sealed the soul, the good and bad half, into both Mito and Naruto. He thought that he sealed both good and bad in both of them, but he's wrong. He sealed the good half inside of Menma and the bad half inside of Minato, Mito, and the chakra inside of Naruto. So yeah. So, anywho, um, yeah. So, the entirety of the canon Naruto would happen to Menma. So yeah. What else? What else? What else? Several years would go by. The canon Naruto would happen, except Menma, like she, she would just like beat down on everyone, like, beating down on some people. Some people just beating her down to a bloody pulp. Hang on, let me find that picture for you of her being beaten down. Here's her being beaten. She has bandages on her chest. She doesn't bother wearing a bra or anything, since it would just get cut up and sliced off, and the inappropriate would happen with the males. Wink, wink, if you get it, then yeah. So she doesn't bother wearing a bra. She just puts like thick bandages over her chest. The bandages are quite durable. They don't come off as easily as you think. They're durable. They're filled with chakra, so they don't break off easily. She wears something similar to Naruto with the orange gin, the orange pants, except it's red. So red sleeves, red pants. The same thing with the ninja tape being wrapped around the thigh, the ninja pouch on the thigh, and the ninja pouches on the rear. Two of them, big, with about 20 kunai, 20 shuriken, and 15, or I would say around 30, 31 or 22 zenbon, those tiny needles. And yeah. And yeah, that's what you would have with some like ninja bandages, medical supplies like a needle, anesthetics, or like drugs to help out alleviate the pain, and different stuff. She would have a bloody eye scruffle marks all over her, a bruise on her just above her chest. You see that right here where the bandage is broken? That's where it would be. The bloody eye, just scruffle marks on her face, her hair being ruined and just hanging all over the place. As she had her hair in a bun or something like that, like a ponytail, but someone just cut that off, and her hair being tugged on, bullied excessively with extreme amount of force. Just getting the works, but not as bad as Naruto. Since she is a girl, everyone has that sort of boundary for a girl, except for the other girls. The girls to girls are just heartless to each other. Males, sort of the same deal, but we have a sort of a sympathy for each other. But every time I see like a show with girls on girls and like cat fights, they're just heartless to each other. Males, sort of the same thing, but we have somewhat of a sympathy for each other. So yeah. So yeah. So the girls are heartless towards Menma. She gets beaten up by them, especially the fan group of Sasuke, or yeah, the fan group or the group that are fans to Sasuke, the known last Uchiha. The reason why they're like that is because Sasuke has somewhat of an attraction towards Menma. Since she has never been mean to anyone or anything like that. So yeah. So the girls notice this and just beat her up daily. So yeah. Sometimes she fights back and beats some of them down. But over the time, they're just like overpowering her in number. So yeah. Most of the time, she leaves like this. Scrapes all over the place on her face, bloody eye, puffed up cheeks, just bruises and marks all over her body. Slash marks on her shoulder, on her hand, slash marks on her cheek, and cuts all over the place. Yeah. Her hair being cut, so she decides to cut it to around her, I would say around her collarbone. You see this? Where these two lines connect? That's where the collarbone is. So these two lines right here, that's where the collarbone is. So she cuts her hair all the way down to there and puts her hair in a ponytail with these two hairs up in front, like on her chest. You see this on her chest? These two hairs being not in the ponytail, the front parts on her face not in the ponytail, but the back, the rest of this over here in the back in the ponytail. So yeah. So yeah. Half of the time, that's what she would look like, being beaten up by the villagers and the girls. And this is what she looks like after a day. And let me find anything else. A black eye. Jesus, a black eye. A black eye with pinkish on her. A slash mark on her back. A slash mark on her back would leave a scar going from shoulder blade to bottom shoulder blade. And then anything else here that I can get for reference? Oh yeah, there are some internal things that are wrong. So she coughs up a little bit of blood every now and then because something internally is super wrong. So she coughs up blood every now and then, but it's not so frequent where she needs to see a doctor or ask her parents to check her chakra network or something like that. It's not as bad, but it still is pretty bad. But yeah, I'm yeah, I'm gonna go buck wild here and start downloading stuff, so I'm gonna pause stuff. So yeah, after that whole ordeal, a lot of stuff happens. Uh, so Naruto would have the life of Naruto, but not as half bad on the boys' part, but on the girls' part, it's worse than Naruto. It's way worse than Naruto on the girls' half. Because, like I said earlier, girls are more mean to girls, and boys have somewhat of a sympathy for each other, but yeah. On the boys' half, it's not as bad as Naruto, but on the girls' side, it's way worse than Naruto since she is a girl, and the other girls are more heartless to each other. I don't care what most of you say in the bottom. That's my philosophy, and that's what I'm gonna keep it as. But yeah, back to the story at hand here. So several years would pass. She would be like, what? Hang on. So yeah, Minato would be 10, uh, Naruto would be 9, and she would be 12. And he would be 11, so yeah. So she's like 11 years old. She went through the entirety of Naruto, and now, yeah. So you know the whole background. Oh yeah, I forgot. Minato would be worse to his sister, Menma, and Naruto would be the same way towards Menma, Menumi. Yeah, Menumi. So the whole ordeal with Menumi would be the same as Naruto, but worse on the girl's part, so yeah. Now we come back to Naruto. So it's been about a year and a half. He would be like, he's 12, now he's 13, she's 12, then after that, Minato would be 11, she would be 10, so yeah. We move on to a year. My character has just been given Naruto the works, making sure to test his mental fortitude. He says that he's like a dragonborn, but it's not his true form, my character said. To be a dragonborn or to be a part of it, or be a part of it spiritually, you would have to be mentally and physically unbreakable. Your muscles would have to be super big, but he said that he would condense them down to make them look weak, but when he, you know, like an illusion, well, this is not an illusion, but he's gonna shrink his muscles to make him look weak, but in reality, his true strength is like, for reference, it would be like Tsunade's punch. Sort of. It's still sort of weak, but it packs a punch. It can crack the ground a little bit, but not to the same level as Tsunade. It cracks the ground, make the earth quake around that person for like 5 seconds. So yeah. So that's how strong Naruto's gonna get. So after a full year of working out, this is just me exclaiming the past before he got buff. So he's pretty buffed up, his muscles are bulging. Then my character comes over to him, puts his finger on his head, puts my thumb on his head, and then I start condensing the muscle, making the muscle shrink down to make him look like what he did previously at the start of the year. Like super slim but muscly looking, like he's got a six pack, and his muscles are showing, his chest is prominent, his shoulders pretty good, his arms awesome. So yeah. But they don't show immediately when you start looking at him. They don't show immediately until he like flexes and start like getting you to notice. So yeah. So yeah, about like 2 more years of this, he's gonna be strong AF. He's gonna be strong in techniques. Oh yeah, I forgot to explain more of his training. So yeah. Naruto would be tested mentally, physically, endurance levels, all of that. He would just be like doing all of this, you know? Like my character would just be so harsh and so heartless towards Naruto, but Naruto knows it's all for the sake of being unbreakable mentally and physically. And my character says this at the beginning of every training. He says, when it's too much and it's too heavy for you, let me know so I'll stop. But Naruto never tells him to stop. He never does. So every day, Naruto knows that my character doesn't mean it, but it hurts. So he tries to make that hurt into his strength. What what kills him makes him stronger. What doesn't kill him makes him stronger. So yeah, words don't words don't kill him. Physical pain doesn't kill him. So he gets stronger and stronger every day. This would go on for 2 years. So he would be, I said 13 after a year, 13, 14, 15. So she would be 14. Minato or Minato would be 13, and Naruto, she would be 10, or no, 12. She would be 12. Everything is moving on perfectly, and now we're on to Naruto Shippuden. Everything in Shippuden happens until to when Jiraiya comes, and Jiraiya actually takes a liking to Menma. Menma is sort of like a daughter figure to him, and she is sort of like has like a father figure to Jiraiya. So they have more like a father-daughter relationship. But when he gets pervy and all that stuff, he doesn't find her attractive since that would be messed up. So he doesn't find her attractive in any way, but yeah. Or sort of like that relationship at the start with Naruto. He's like a little bit of perviness towards her, but she slaps him every time. Sort of like Tsunade in a way, like that best friend, but perviness added onto it. So she would slap him or punch him every time, and that would get him out of his like trance of being a perv. So yeah, and his perviness isn't that dramatic towards her. It's just like that creepiness, a little bit of creepiness and perviness added onto that. So yeah, he would just ask the most weirdest and creepiest things to her, and she would just slap him and punch him. She knows that he's a gigantic perv, so yeah. So they sort of build up to that father-daughter relationship. You know how Naruto built up that son-dad relationship with Jiraiya. So slowly over time, it would build up to being a father-daughter relationship. So yeah. So yeah, everything like that happens. My character has been training Naruto for 3 years now, since we last left off on him training for a full year. Then after that, 2 more years of harsh training and physical body training with jutsu, nature chakra, all of that stuff, chakra training. 1 year of full chakra training and understanding chakra. Then after that, the rest of the other training with, 1 year was full of chakra training and nature chakra training, summoning training, all of that galore. Then it was on to physical training and hand-to-hand combat or taijutsu. So after the taijutsu training, everything would go down as it did, but Naruto not there. Menma would take the place of Naruto in Shippuden, so yeah. Now it's time for Sage Mode training. In this, my character teaches him wood sage mode, and atop of that, toad sage mode on top of that. So think of Hashirama. You know when he enters wood sage mode, that like under eye coloring comes over his eyelids and goes off to the left and right side of his cheeks towards his ear or the back of his jaw. You know those makeup prosthetics that go on his eyes and face? Well, that happens, and then the makeup of Toad Sage mode would happen and go over the Wood Sage mode, but it looks like it's just getting darker. So yeah, it looks like it's just getting darker over the eyeshadow. So yeah, the eyes would be darkened with that slit going across like left to right, sort of like a toad, since it is called Toad Sage mode, with a yellow circle in the center of that toad eye. So yeah, that's what it would look like. And then yeah, Naruto would be pretty proficient in Wood Sage mode and Toad Sage mode. He knows that Toad Sage mode gives him an extreme um enhancement in strength and in speed, since he's already been like super fast before and super strong. Now it's just adding on to a 50 times multiplier. So yeah, the multiplier would times 50 the strength and speed and perception and sensing abilities as well. So yeah, my characters taught him how to sense stuff from coming like half a mile or 2 centimeters from his face, or like, yeah, half a mile away. Now adding on Sage Mode to that would extend it to 3.5 miles. So yeah, he would sense chakra and learn about chakra, and my character even taught him about the chakra telekinesis. He taught him the basics and told him to learn it himself, to think of ways to make it stronger, since that's what my character did. He's not going to tell him his training. He can make up his own training so he can tell other people how to train, since it's a learnable skill for chakra users. It's a learnable skill, but it's very difficult to do. So he taught him the basics of how it works. He never showed him how it felt. So over the course of 2 years, he would learn how to do the chakra manipulation, lifting like small rocks, going on to be pebbles, rocks, then boulders, then full-on forests, some that are close to a gigantic boulder that reaches about a building's height, like about 3 stories building height. So yeah, he would teach him the ways of the sword, the ways of all of that, the sword, the scythe, what else? You know those like little tiny scythes that are attached to chains? Those, then a chain kunai, then a wrecking ball, but sized down to be like a baseball. Yeah, sized down to be a baseball attached to a chain, a metal baseball being attached to a chain that's about uh, 10 feet. So 10 feet wide chain. So yeah. And the ball has spikes on it, miniature sharp spikes. So yeah. And then after that, he would teach him about this Sage mode. My character has been like inside of Sage mode this entire time. This is his Sage mode about the galaxy. It basically gives him like every ability, or sort of every ability, but especially it gives him immortality. He says the tattoos are permanent, but you can make them invisible if you want. He can make them impermanently invisible, but when he activates the power, the glowing marks will still appear, but the tattoos are not there. So yeah. The tattoos are permanent, but he can make them invisible permanently if he wants. Like, if he wants to, he can take off that permanently and make them show up. Or he can have them, or he can have them permanently, like, taken off. So, but the glowing marks will still glow, even though the marks are not there. So yeah. It gives him immortality, um, enhanced strength, sort of like Sage mode, or sort of like the Six Paths mode, or Sage of the Six Paths with the orbs and stuff. But these are orbs of creation. The orbs of creation are special orbs that float around you at all times like miniature planets. You know how some of these orbs look like planets orbiting each other like a universe? Like the planet near the right side top left? The right side top? The top right side? You know, like it looks like an Earth and a moon? Yeah, that's what it looks like. The orbs come in different shapes and sizes. They can come in orbs, they can come in like cubes, rectangles, and all that stuff. A hexagon, all of that. But he keeps them round, so yeah. It's sort of like the Sage's Six Paths with the truth-seeking orbs, sort of, but these are orbs of creation. They can create you anything that you wish. I gave him like blueprints for pistols and clothes. But yeah. Anywho, I gave him blueprints for like a pistol, a gun, all that stuff, you know? I gave him blueprints for all that, and I gave him some ideas for clothes. So yeah. So after that, my character says, "Alright, you're ready. You're done your training. Now it's just up to you on this next part, kid." Or no, wait. "Alright, you're done your training. Now it's just up to you on this next part. You and I will never meet again after you go through that blizzard. So gather your things, put on your clothes, and I'll let you take a horse of your picking." Awesome. As he runs over to my character and hugs him, as he says, "Thanks, Dad," as my character feels a glimmer of sadness. As a tear comes from his eye, he wipes it away, saying, "How interesting. Truly magnificent." So yeah. For this next one, I'm gonna have to switch to a different thing. So it's not gonna be on the Naruto one. It's gonna be on a different one with outfits and all that stuff. So yeah. Here we go. I'ma cut to what I think I'm gonna make his outfit. So here we go. It's this. This is his outfit. Or this is what pieces of the outfit. You see that metal mask? Well, that mask over shows his eyes. He has the hat, the cape, the gloves with the armor on the back fist and on the forearm, the buckles, all that. He has that, not the sword, not the thing, not the coat. He has the metal around his chest, the belts that wrap around his neck, or what seems to be neck, the cape that goes around all the way to the bottom near his kneecaps. He has the hat, he has a metal face mask, then he has the hood that goes over the metal face mask or helmet. And the helmet is pretty close to his head, so it doesn't so he has the cloth hood that goes over the helmet, and then like the eyes are not showing. He has the hat, the cloak, all that. He has that. He has these pants, these type of pants. They're baggy up top and just below the kneecap, which should be right here. The kneecap is right there. It gets really tight with strings on the side, on the left side. If you're standing up and facing towards the camera, this would be the right side, and this side would be the left side. But if you're looking at it from the perspective that it's coming at, this is the right side, that's the left side. So for this is the left side. So strings would be coming off, tightening it just up, just below the kneecap, which is right here. So yeah, he has these type of pants that have lace at the top, super baggy around the thighs and the crotch, but when it gets below the kneecap, it gets really tight. And for shoes, hang on, he has these shoes. These types of shoes. And no, I'm not sponsored by whatever company this is, but he has these type of shoes. And forget about that cloak that I said that he had on earlier, about the hat. He has this stuff on. He has the vest. The vest tightens around. The vest, you put it on first. It tightens around, it gets tight around his chest and back. It doesn't have a collar on it. You zip it up. And then the trench coat with like strings on the shoulders or near the triceps. And then the buckles or whatever these things are underneath the armpits. Then it gets pretty tight around the wrist. And then the collar is just popped out with the buttons on the side, keeping these things from going in front and flopping all over the place. Buttons in place. That different stuff. And then he has these on over that with fingerless gloves. Fingerless gloves. It protects his like forearm. It protects his arm past the wrist. If you slipped your arm through this, you can see where it ends. So yeah. Fingerless gloves on that. And then what else after that? Hang on. He has on this a bandana, a leather buttoned bandana, steel buttons on it in the pattern that you see. Steel buttons on it, leather, made out of leather. It covers up his forehead to his eyebrows. So to his eyebrows, you can't see anything. Never mind about these shoes. He has these boots on instead. I know that I'm changing stuff erratically all over the place on you guys, but yeah, I'm liking a lot of these options that he has. So these are just another set of boots that he might have on. But yeah, if you want to imagine him having these boots on, I'll just say boots or shoes every now and then. When you hear me say boots, you can see these. Or a few other selections like these ones right here with this mask. This is called the Black Demon Mask. The Black Demon. It's a demon that's in the Naruto verse that's depicted as the strongest and fastest creature alive. As you can see, where the forehead or hair should be, there's nothing there. Where the horns are, there's nothing there for the hair at least. And what else? I think that's it for all that. So yeah, he has all that on, all of that. And this is the hat that he has on, or something like this. I don't know. Yeah. Or hang on, I think I might have a hat that just might suit him well. You know what? No, I don't think I do. Or you can imagine these. Whichever one looks better in your imagination. I think he has on this type of hat with this type of like gun thing, the type of pants. Or yeah, he has this type of gun setup, two holsters on the opposite sides of the legs with straps attached, with the fingerless gloves, all that stuff, all that galore. But yeah, that's what he has for now. And the guns, I'll show you what he's packing. I'll show you what's up, what he's packing here. Hang on, I think I got one of these guns here. Oh, this is one of the guns that he has. It's a snub-nosed 1887, and this is the holster that he has. And then, like, yeah, this is the snub-nosed 1887 blackout version combat, or the Terminator. A double-barrel shotgun next to his ankle, strapped. And then, yeah, I think I got something else here. And these two, like, 6-shooters. These two, like, 6-shooters with real gold encrusted into them and blacked out with the white handle, which I'm not surprised by. Yeah. The two 6-shooters here. And yeah. And the holsters are in the back, so there's like a belt. There's like a belt in front that holds all those bullets, if you can see them. And the two guns are in the back near your butt. Or something like that. Or onto the... Yeah. Yeah. Or no, they're on front. Yeah. They're on the front. So the first time when you see him and you look next to his crotch or somewhere near there, there's these two holsters with the skulls on them. And two guns with the white handles and gold painted onto it. Yeah, I think that's about it for what he has for armory and guns. Yeah, I think that's it. Or here's another one. Oh, and for jewelry, like I said in last video, I'll show you what he got for jewelry and all that stuff. He's got that golden Naruto bracelet. He's got the goggles. He's got the Naruto brace there, the Akatsuki thing, the Konoha necklace, the yin and yang necklace, which he hasn't found the other half to give to, the golden Naruto, the golden Leaf Village bracelet, the Rene Sharingan necklace, and different iterations of the Mangekyu and Sharingan necklaces there, a ring around a necklace, and these, and a black version with the cross, and the black earrings with crosses, but they're more scuffed and scratched, so yeah. And for rings, you saw the color of the rings. He was wearing black rings with the Konoha Leaf Village graved on each ring. So yeah. I'm imagining you saw the rings. So yeah. So yeah, that's what he's wearing right now. So after all of that, yeah, that's what Naruto's wearing. That's what he's wearing right now. He's wearing those boots with the spurs on them. He's wearing those boots with the spurs. When you hear like a spurry like sound to it, like a metal clinking and like a metal thing rolling around. So yeah. So yeah, that's what he's wearing and all that stuff. And then with me, I know what he's wearing all the time, or my character does. I slap on a black saddle. I slap on a black saddle, or having a black saddle with a holster for that snub-nosed 1887 on the saddle. Or yeah. So he picks out a black horse with white around the eyes. It's a horse that is mainly black, but it has white fur around the eyes, or around the eyelids, shaped like a skull on top of a horse. I designed that horse myself, and I made it to be the fastest, angriest one. And I made sure that it knows its master, so it knows if its master is going to be chose. And it has red eyes. Yeah, it has pure red eyes with a tiny black dot in the center of that red eye. So yeah. Anywho, I think I'm just gonna go until my phone says I need to charge it. So yeah. So it has the shape of another skull over its face. That's the color of the fur. I designed it to be the color of the fur on it. So yeah. So the color of the fur, I arranged it to look like a skull over the face of the horse. So yeah. He automatically chose that one, which I know he would. I made him to be the fastest and strongest horse, so it will go on for days and years without running out of energy. I would say it would go on for like 7 years without running out of energy, and about like a month to rest and gain all that energy back. So yeah. Black saddlebags with tassels attached to the saddlebags. And then, yeah. And then like a mask. That mask that I showed you, or that bandana with the black hat, or the hat that I showed you earlier. So yeah. You can choose that black hat or that dirty, raggedy hat. Just change the color to black. So yeah. So yeah, that's the outfit with the thing. And then I hand him a mask. Another mask. I hand him a mask that's shaped like a skull. You know that black mask with the goggles? That's shaped like a skull face on it? That mask that I scrolled by earlier with the black glass on the eyelids? Yeah, that mask. I hand him the mask, he puts it on, and it fits him perfectly. And then I give him some black paint. He smears it on his face so none of his skin is showing. And then I give him some like contact lenses that are black as well. Or no, pure white. Pure white, and if you charge chakra through those contact lenses, they'll glow. So yeah, I gave him those contact lenses. I told him what they do, and they can fuse with your eye if you want them. If you don't want that irritation of going to sleep or something poking in your eye. So yeah, I told him that. He put them in instantly, put chakra through it, and fused it with his eyes. So now his eyes are permanently glowing pure white every day. But if you don't charge chakra through them, they won't glow. Or if you charge them, or if you put charging chakra through them through day, they'll glow. But at night, they glow on themselves. That's what I told him. So yeah. Anywho, after he has on all of his stuff, the mask, the iron helmet. Oh, I forgot I had him wearing that iron helmet. So never mind about that mask, about the mask or anything like that. But I put on the design on the mask. Since the mask is, or since the iron helmet is iron silver, I changed the color of the iron helmet to be black, and then I put on the skull face on it. So on the eyes, there's like little tiny eye holes for it. There's like an eye hole that's perfectly symmetrical with Naruto's eye. So yeah. After that, he puts on the iron helmet, then the black cloth that goes over the helmet so it doesn't show off his like skin or anything. Then he puts black face paint over the eyelids and across over his eyelids. He puts on the contact lenses, fuses the thing with his eye, and this is at night, so his eyes immediately begin to glow pure white. So yeah. He chooses the horse, the eyes start glowing red on the horses. And then after that, I levitate that I levitate the saddle. I put it on the horse and then I start buckling it to the horse's gut underneath where the buckles are to keep the saddle in place. So yeah. So I start loading up his weapons inside of the endless saddle. It's called the endless saddle because you can keep putting stuff inside the saddle and it would never be full. It would never be full. But unless you imagine what you want when you put it in, like you put something in and you want it back out, but you can't get it. Just like remember the item that you wanted out and grasp for it, and grasp for it. Once you grasp for it, it'll come to you and you can pull it out. That's what I told Naruto. After my character told him about the endless saddle and what the basics are to get what you want out of it when you put something inside of it, he knows how to work it now, so yeah. After that, Naruto, he... What else? I put in, like, his weapons, his scythe, that is, his two scythes that are attached to chains. I put the two scythes on opposite saddles, or opposite saddlebags. I put one scythe, miniature scythe, on the left. I put the other miniature scythe with a chain attached to it on the right. And then after that, I put his bow staff, and then like a spear. It's a miniature spear, it's not big or anything like that. I put his guns or something in there, and then I put his double barrel in there, and then his 1887, his snub-nosed 1887 on the holster that is on the saddle. So yeah, it's like right next to his leg on the saddle. So yeah. Anywho, after I got the saddle ready and put all his weapons, his food, the ninja tools, the kunai, the shuriken, the three-pronged teleporting kunai, I taught him his father's move, his flying thunder god, the teleportation jutsu, the Rasengan shadow clone, all of the OP abilities, sage mode, wood sage mode. I taught him about the Renegon, all of that stuff, and all that. I taught him how to control the chakra, which by now, like about 2 years ago or several half years ago, the chakra managed to fully be filtered through. So now all of the Nine Tails chakra is put into his own, darn, what did I call it again? Reserves. Oh yeah, and my character did one final thing before he left. He extended his reserve chakra points. He has about not several, 16 reserves that are pretty small. So my character did one last thing for him, and he made them expand so big. And he filled up every last one of those reserves to the brim. So yeah, and all of these reserves are about the size of Konoha. So it takes like a ton of chakra to fill up the entirety of Konoha. So he has 16 Konoha copies of chakra within his system, inside of his reserves. So yeah. So yeah, that's what his reserves and chakra is. Pretty overpowered, right? So yeah. After all of this, Naruto would ride off. He would look at me one last time and say thank you. My character would nod and say you're welcome. And he says, at any given time, you can come back. But I won't be here, but a lot of the stuff will be here, and a lot of the old memories of stuff will be here. So yeah, that's what he told Naruto. So after that, he rides off into the blizzard. He rides off so fast, he gets to the edge or halfway through the blizzard in about 5 seconds. Another 5 seconds, and he's out of the blizzard. And he says, "Oh, damn, you are fast." As the horse kicks and says, and like, it's like saying, "Heck yeah, I am." As it's kicking happy, like, "Heck yeah, I am." You know, like doing those horse noises. I'm not making no noises. It's too cringy for me to do it. Just imagine it. But yeah. After that, we skip about, I would say, 10 months later. 10 months later, Naruto would make a name for himself. He would start making a name, making moves all over the entire world, start making moves about stuff, doing all of this crazy stuff to get himself a name, you know? Like, a lot of people call him the one-man army, or the bounty hunter that is relentless, the hunter of the West, the legendary hunter of the underdogs, the hunter of hell, Hell's army, the one-man army, you know, because of his shadow clones, the 1,000-man army with different stuffs, all of that, you know? He would do a lot of this, a lot of that stuff, doing whatever, getting a name for himself. That's what he's doing. And a lot of people of Konoha would start realizing that this guy is pretty good. Like, he's a mercenary for hire, and he takes whatever amount you give him. Like, if it's a mission and if it doesn't have that much money, he'll still take it. Like, he has satchels upon satchels, and I'm not like doing this like he has actual satchels. The endless satchels have like I would say duffel bags worth of money, like yen or Canadian dollars. He would have thousands of thousands of thousands of thousands of dollars within those duffel bags. He has about 75 duffel bags full of thousands. So yeah, he would have 75 duffel bags worth of thousands of dollars from each mission he does. So yeah. Well, looks like that's where I'm going to be leaving it off for now, because I need to charge my phone, and I'll get back to you once my phone is fully charged. I left it off where he's making a name for himself. That's the arc of Naruto completed. Okay. Well, hello everybody. I know it may seem like a few seconds to you, but it's been literally an hour for me. So, back up to 50%, and I can keep this one shot going. So anyways, I left off on chapter 1. The beginning. Chapter 1. The beginning of the end. Chapter 2. Making a name for myself. Anyways, we left off where Naruto was making a name for himself, as the chapter suggested. Anyway, Naruto was making a name for himself. Most people call him the bringer of death, riding on his black steed with an with most people call it paint. Most people call it an actual horse skull over a horse's head with red eyes. Everyone calls the horse the death horse. And whenever Naruto rides up, mist always comes in. So when everybody feels the mist coming in, they know they are done. He is also a bounty hunter and a marine and a guns for hire. So yeah, as we last left off on Naruto making a name. He calls himself the Hunter of 1,000, the man of 1,000 faces. Because he has copied other people's looks, copied other people's voices, and all that other stuff. You know, you can do that with jutsu and ninjutsu or whatever type of way. So yeah. So anyways, Naruto sits on his horse, looking down at a hill, looking down on Konoha from the mountainside with a stethoscope. Wait, no, I don't think that's what it's called. Binoculars or something, but it's one-eyed, like a pirate. You just extend it, and it's one-eyed. It's a one-eyed binocular, or whichever it is. But yeah, he looks at them with one of them. He closes one eye, looks down the scope, and he sees Konoha. Right now, everybody's chasing Menumi. As he says in his head, Konoha, the so-called village of peace. This is not peace whatsoever. As Naruto figures about doing something about it, but he doesn't. We're in Shippuden now. Sorry. Right now, Menumi is doing what Naruto does, walking around the village. A lot of people giving her glares, but a lot of them not. A lot of them are just like working. She's still the friend. She is the friend of the Konoha 11, except a few of them, which she has like a fight with. This being Kiba and a few others, but mainly, yeah, that's about it. So, Naruto has a little base. He has a base, and it's somewhere in the hills. He has on hand, he has about a satchel bag filled with 1,000 Canadian dollars. Since I'm a Canadian, I'm up in Canada, so yeah. So in Canadian, he has about 1,000 in each duffel bag that he has, since he's been like a mercenary, guns for hire, and a bounty hunter. So yeah, he has $1,000 in each duffel bag filled to the brim, like stacks upon stacks upon stacks. And the duffel bags he has back at his base, he has about 70 of them, 70 duffel bags filled with 1,000. And on his satchel, he always the endless satchel, the satchel of endlessness. He always has 3 duffel bags at hand. So yeah. One day, Naruto rides into a small village. A very small village. He sees that this place is very poverty, like the poverty line. They are just below that. They are below the poverty line and everything. So, yeah. So, he rides into town. Everyone whispering. He can hear them, of course. Some of them are saying, "Look, i it's, it's, it's the man of 1,000 faces. It's, it's the legendary bounty hunter. Oh my god, he actually is real. He actually exists." Some of them are whispering. Some of them look up to him because because he saved most of their parents. He saved most of their families and villages. He's a good guy. He's known as a good guy, but to those who dare challenge him and dare hurt the innocent or something like that, he beats them into a bloody pulp until they're nothing but a sack of bones and meat and blood. So yeah. So yeah. Everybody knows him as he pulls down his leather hat. His his leather bandana covers his eyebrows. Not that you could see it, but yeah. Actually, no, never mind. The top half of the helmet, it's not really a helmet anymore, but yeah. The top half of the helmet that covers the forehead and the side of the eyes, that part is gone. Now there's just the metal part which covers the mouth and nose. So you can see the black leather bandana with buttons inside of it, or iron buttons or whatever. It's the picture that I showed you a while ago, for me. And if you're wondering why I'm saying like a while ago, it's because for you guys it may seem like a second or two, or maybe a few minutes, or like yeah. But for me to get it all the way back up to like 40 or 50 just a few seconds ago, it's been like 2 hours and a half for me. So I'm gonna say like then, a while ago, all that. So yeah. Anywho, get back to Naruto. So yeah. As he gets off his horse and his boots hit the ground, you hear a thump, and then like his spurs are ringing off. He grabs his 1887, putting it in his holster on his hip. It follows down most of his thigh, all the way down to his kneecap. So his 1887 with no like handle or um, no like thing on. It's just the handle. So yeah. So yeah. Anyway, that was So he hits the ground. You hear his spurs ring off in the boots. And when he walks, you hear the spurs ringing off each time. And then he puts his 1880 snub-nosed 1887 on his hip. And then, yeah, everyone sees the two six-shooters, the old-fashioned Western six-shooters on the left side of his crutch. Like, there's two holsters, the skull is there, the skulls are on the holsters, and it's on the left side of his crotch, that area, like next to his thigh and next to his hip, or yeah. So anyways, he grabs out three of the duffel bags that he has, like three out of the seven duffel bags that he has. He drops three of them, and then he gets back on his horse. He grabs the rim of his hat. He grabs the rim of his hat, tipping it, closing his eyes with the chakra inside of the lens, the eye contacts, the contact lenses. His eyes are glowing white. He tips his hat, two of his eyes closing, opening them again, looking forward, and riding out of that village. So yeah. And he still has that thing on his arm where it's like wrapping around the front of his hand, the fingerless gloves, and that stuff that goes past his wrist. That armor that goes over his wrist and back of his hand. That armor that I showed you earlier, it goes on the forearm. Then the fingerless gloves underneath that. So yeah. So on the face plate, or no, on the mouth plate that covers his mouth and his nose, that part, it's black. So a black metal plate over his mouth and nose with a skull face or the mouth of a skull on the bottom. So yeah. And the black cloth that wraps around his neck and like is attached to the mouthpiece. So yeah. Sorry if I'm saying so yeah, it's what I'm used to. Anywho, yeah. He's been in like a couple of miniature wars with other villages, like a couple of villages, miniature villages, than the ones that, like the five great nations. Yeah, he's been in a couple of wars with other villages that have a vendetta against others and all that. So, yeah. Anywho, he's taken down armies upon armies of different ninja. He's taken down like hundreds of armies and all that. An army of 100 by himself. That's why most people are calling him the one-man army. Because he can take down an entire army by himself. First off, he leads up with a gigantic punch to the earth that sends an earthquake for 7 minutes. 7 minutes of just pure quaking, thundering crackles going under the ground, and then a gigantic lightning bolt following after, electrocuting anyone to death. Then after that, followed up by a gigantic, majestic destroyer flame, which is the same exact fire style that Madara used against the Shinobi Alliance. Then after that, a gigantic tsunami by water style, great tsunami wall. Tsunami wall? So yeah. As they see that he's perfect in all nature chakra. So yeah. So anywho, yeah, they see his strength. Tsunade tries to find this person and ask how did he get so strong? But every time when she finds him, he vanishes in a puff of smoke or in the hazel of the what's it called again? Smoke screen or something? But yeah. Each time she finds him, he always leaves right as she arrives, and she's too tired to get up and start following him again. So yeah. And Naruto has become very proficient in using each of his pistols and his 1887. His snub-nosed 1887 lever action. And he's used his two 6-shooters before, and he's very proficient in all of them. He can hit like a raindrop from like 2 miles away. He can hit a raindrop from 2 miles away. So yeah, that tells you that he's proficient. So anyway, So yeah, uh, they say that he carries a barrel of fire, since that's what it looks like the most. It looks like a barrel of fire. They hear a loud kaboom, and then they see like a fire come out of a barrel with a small little rock coming out. Hang on, gotta grab a drink here. Yeah, God, so parched. Tasty. But yeah, so yeah, anywho, some say that he's a master in everything, and most people don't doubt it. Most people don't doubt that he's a master in everything. So yeah, so Naruto, 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 or Naruto, anywho, Naruto goes off and just enjoys life while he can. Some people tried to capture him to join their village or something like the Raikage and the Cloud Village. He tried to capture him a couple of times, but each time it's failed horribly, with the ninja going back with shattered bones. Tsunade couldn't heal most of them, so they had to quit being a ninja. And a few other villages that faced destruction or extinction. So yeah. So yeah. One day he sits down. He sits down up against a tree, telling his noble steed to go off somewhere while he sits down and rests, because he has not had a proper sleep in years. So he sits down, breathing out and relaxing. All of a sudden, a ninja from the Hidden Leaf Village comes across him. And this ninja is a Jonin. So he looks and sees Naruto. In his head, it's it's really him. It's the man of 1,000 faces. The man of 1,000 faces and voices. So yeah, he sits on the tree looking at Naruto. He tries to poke at him, but a barrier comes up and just shocks him. Just enough so where he buggers off. So yeah, anywho, he goes back and tells the Hokage that he's found the man of 1,000 voices and faces. So yeah. So Naruto or Minato, he says he orders his ninja to go and try and befriend the man of 1,000 faces and voices. So they wake him up. He opens his eye, and by now it's nighttime or sunset, and his eyes are starting to activate. So he opens his eyes, and his eyes are flashing pure white. It's almost like a flashlight in a way. If he gets close enough to a wall, that wall will be lit up by his own eyes. So, yeah. As, a few ninja come by and they try and get him to come to Konoha. As he says, "Why should I do that?" As he says this, "Why should I do such a thing like that?" I've already seen that hectic village from a distance, and already I don't like it. So tell me, so tell me, in a very persuasive way, why should I come to a hectic village who can't even protect itself and calls itself a so-called village of peace when I saw it from my own eyes from a distance? What do you mean you saw it from a distance? Our tracker ninjas never sensed you. Well, that's because I was over there, pointing to a tip of a mountain. How could you see from that far? Oh, well, this little doodad right here, as he pulls out his one-eyed binocular. I don't know what to call it, a stethoscope or something? Dude, what the hell do you call it? It's a thing that pirates use, but I'm just gonna call it a one-eyed binocular. As he says, "What is that?" Oh, this little thing? Yeah. I just open it or just extend it, look down it, and I can see for miles. I can scope out an area before I even go there. This little doodad here helped me out with a lot of stuff. So, yeah. Anywho, I'm not going there. That place is too hectic, too crazy, and its citizens don't seem all that friendly. Just the other day, just a few days ago, I saw a girl being chased by villagers. And I don't care about anything and what you're gonna say about her. If I see something like that, I am not going anywhere. So why don't you try next time? Maybe next time, bring your Kage so we can meet in person. Maybe he can give a valued argument of why I should come there. As they go back in defeat and tell him what he said. As Minato says, "Alright, fine. I'll go there and tell him then." As Naruto knows that Minato is the Kage, since he was 5 years old, he was smart enough to know his dad was the Kage or leader of the village. So yeah. So yeah. So anywho, uh Naruto or Minato goes and confronts the man. He says he tries to give an argument about why Naruto pretends that he won him over. So yeah. After he says, "Alright, fine. If your villagers can keep a calm if your villagers can keep themselves calm in my presence, you will just give me a valued argument. And besides, I want to see that little girl. She seems quite interesting." Do you mean my daughter? Your daughter? Huh. I could hardly tell if she's your daughter if she's getting disrespected so much. A daughter of a Kage should not be disrespected in such a manner by its villagers. Well, we still have a little. I don't wanna hear it. Just make sure that that little girl is not disrespected in my presence, or any disrespectful ninja, or anyone arrogant. Alright. As he knows that he'll fail since the Uchiha is arrogant and his own son is arrogant. So yeah. So yeah. he goes and he goes down and checks it out. So yeah. So yeah. Naruto does go there. So yeah. After Naruto goes to the village just once, after he goes there just once, he already knows what he's gonna do. So yeah. Yeah, that's what Naruto does. They notice his eyes. They ask what happened to his eyes. Naruto says, that is none of your concern. So yeah. Let me grab a different picture for you guys. Uh, yeah. So yeah. Naruto still has his yellow hair. Let me explain to you his hair. His hair. His hair is like this. It's shaved at the side, the left and right side. It's shaved so close to the edge. It's almost like he's bald in a way on the sides and back. But on top, it's pretty long. Not long to the point where it's to his shoulders, but long enough to be slicked back into a spiky slick back. So yeah, sort of like Naruto in Naruto the Last, or yeah. So yeah, and his eyes, well, they're a little bit different and all that stuff. Oh yeah, and this Naruto's gonna make his own village. By the way, he's gonna make his own village. So yeah, if you couldn't tell, I was gearing up for this very moment. Let me find that picture as what his sister will look like once he sees her again. Here she is. This is what she looks like. Yeah, this is what she looks like. So one night, while he was staying at Konoha, he sees her like this, crying on the bench, because, like I said, they're in Naruto Shippuden. Jiraiya died, and yeah, Jiraiya died, and now she's like this. As Naruto grabs a popsicle, a blue popsicle, breaks it off, and says in a dark voice, "Here." Oh no, hang on. Here. That's the dark voice that he says in. It startles her for a sec, then she sees it's the man of 1,000 voices and faces. As she says, thank you. No problem. Hang on. No problem. I've heard stories of you. You're quite amazing. You're so strong, and I don't know what to say. It's quite embarrassing sitting in here in, in front of you. I can't quite say it in words, but I'm kind of a big fan, you see? Oh, I get that a lot. A lot of people are fans of me. So I get that a lot. It's nice to see that you are one of my fans. Huh, maybe one day you and me can go out there. Me and you traveling the world. Really? Yeah, probably. One day, kid. Anywho, I gotta go. Wait, I want to speak to you about something. Please? It'll only be a few minutes or so. Huh? Alright. Fine. But only a few minutes, kid. Got somewhere to be. Okay. Well, you see, I lost my sensei just a few days ago. And he was like a father to me. So, have you lost anyone before? Yes. Yes, I have. Well, how did you deal with it? How did I deal with it? To be honest with you, kid, I never did. And even now, each time when I close my eyes, I still see their faces whenever I close my eyes. Well, I was kind of hoping that you would help me in this. Well, there is no easy way of getting out of this, kid. Even myself know that. I know that you can't run away from your past. Your past, no matter what, will always follow you wherever you run. That's one of the hard things to deal with, kid. Now my life has proven to be more than what it is. Well, thank you anyway. Look, kid, I'm sorry I wasn't all that much of a help to you. But nobody has really asked me this question before in my life. My advice to you, kid, keep their memories in your head. They'll only make you stronger. Look at me. I kept their memories. Each time when I close my eyes, they make me stronger. Because I know that's what they would want. For me to be stronger than what I am. Right. The people who are in my life, who I'll lose, they'll only make me stronger. That's the spirit, kid. See you around. As he ruffles her hair. And I meant true to my heart about that earlier. Wait, really? You'll take me with you? Yeah, if you can prove yourself. If you can handle yourself out there on the field, I'll just think about taking you. Make sure to ask your father, though. I'll make sure to do that. Thank you, Mr. Man of a Thousand Faces and Voices. Just call me Gijen. Mr. Jigen, thank you. Anytime, kid. See you around. As Naruto walks off in the steam or the mist, his eyes glowing in the dark, as he sees a few ninja in the alleyway doing. Yeah, I'm not saying it. You can think of what I'm gonna say. I'm not saying it. They're doing what they're doing in an alleyway with a civilian. So yeah. So yeah. Anywho, that's what happens with the encounter between Menyumi and Naruto. Naruto knows that he is speaking to his sister. So yeah. As he starts to cry a little bit, wiping away the tears, saying, "You're welcome, sister. I hope I truly do get to bring you with me. It would be amazing to have you on my trips. Someone to keep me company." So yeah, as he says in his head, hopefully, hopefully Minato lets you come with me. Maybe I could teach you a thing or two. We'll have to see, I guess, as he walks off. After that, Naruto is walking towards the gate, calling his steed back, whistling. Everyone hears the truts of hooves, and then the dark noises of a horse. Everyone hears the truts of a horse. So, yeah. Starting to get a little tired here, guys, but I'm gonna keep going for you. So, yeah. So, yeah, Naruto sees Menyumi for the first time in a long time. So, yeah. Uh, where else should I take the story? We skip to the next day. Naruto is getting ready to leave the village as he has seen enough. He took care of those ninja or so-called ninja by leaving them a bloody pulp and dragging their sorry asses to the hospital, dropping them off like scum. So yeah. So yeah. After that, uh, Menyumi comes running up saying, "Wait! Mr. Jigen! Wait for me! Please! I'm coming with you!" So yeah, as Menyumi or Naruto smiles. Well, well then. Well then. I guess you really are coming with me then. Hop on. As he got in, and then he got on the horse, and then he pulled out his hand saying, "Alright then, come on." As she grabs his hand, and then he flips her around, and she lands on the back of the horse, saying, "Whoa! Whoa! So cool!" Well, shall we get moving then? Yes! Let's go! As she points forward, as he says, Alright, hang on, kid. This is gonna be fast. As as she hangs on and she says, I'm sure I'll be fine. As she hear her screaming in the back, I'll be fine. Just going off in the distance. You just hear her screaming in the back. Oh wow, this is fast. I said, hang on, kid. As she wraps her hands all the way around his abs, wrapping her arms all the way around Naruto, hugging him from behind while he's like holding on to the rings and leaning forward. So yeah, as uh as Naruto stops at his cave or a cave house. It's a house, but a cave. The front looks like a house inside of a cave. So at the start, it's like a normal door, a wall made of wood, a window, drapes on the inside, and then around the outside of a cave opening, it's just like that. So he says, Well, welcome to my home. I have quite the gigantic home here. It goes all the way to the back of the cave, which is about quite a bit. So it's got 17 bedrooms, at least 10 guest rooms, and a lab room where I test out new technologies, new different jutsus, different type of genjutsus, all that. Experimental rooms, testing rooms, test out new technologies, new jutsus, combinations of jutsus, all of that. Wow! Y- your place, it's it's so cool. As she has a glimmer of stars in her eyes, just smiling and just in awe, you know, like, oh, wow. As she walks in saying, Wow! This place, it's so big! As the place is pretty gigantic. Naruto's weight, no, not weight, height is around, I'ma say his height is 9 feet 10 inches and super muscular, like Broly. Like Broly when he's like super calm and chill. He's like 9 feet 10 inches and he's pretty muscular looking. And she couldn't help but blush at the fact that she felt his muscles while she was hanging on for life. As she apologizes like this, "M- Mr. Gijen, sir?" As he looks at her like a anime what? You know, like a what? I'm sorry about earlier on the horse. I no worries, kid. I'm all right with it. Did you feel anything you like? As she goes red face, just saying, ah, you perv! No! Why would I? As he just ruffles her hair, saying, I'm just messing with you. As she blows up her cheeks going red, and just her fuming. Ha ha ha! As he laughs hysterically. Ah ha 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 ha! Do you find me quite attractive, young lady? No, I don't. Come on. You know you like me.
Well, not in that way.
Hmm, sure. Anywho, here, let me show you to your room.
Mm, you.
Huh. Anywho, come on in. Oh no, yeah. As he opens the door, the place is gigantic. There's TVs, electricity, all that stuff, modern stuff like TVs, televisions, and it's hooked up to, I'm gonna just say it's hooked up to the future. So it has like different future channels about all that, except it doesn't have the news. It doesn't have anything to do that tells the future. Just like just like movies, it has movies, drama movies, action movies, something similar to the Fast and Furious. I'm not sponsored. Something similar to the cartoons that you watch, anime, different stuff, all that, all the galore of all the TV tropes, like television, all that stuff. Uh, Technologies like a pistol, a gun, minigun, all that stuff.
What are all these things?
As he turns, oh, this? Well, I invented all of these. This is what you call a television, and this is a remote. It controls what's on that big black thing over there. You mean this? Pointing to the television. Yes. It controls everything on there.
Wow, so cool.
I know, right? Oh, forgot to get the picture for you guys. I'm gonna just put it on. Come on, come on, man, 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 come on, motherfucker, come on, come on, come on. Where is it? Where is it? I'm freak out here. Ah. So, where is that picture? As he says, hey, come over here. As she says, what? Come here real quick. I want to show you something. As he shows off this clothing right here, he shows off this one to her and he says, you can keep this one. And then he shows off this armor set right here. You can have this. I haven't really been wearing it. I've wanted to wear it, but I don't know. Don't like it. And this one as well. You can keep the sword and everything that comes with it.
Wow, I'm I'm honored. Sure, I'll take them. Wow, this armor is so cool and so lightweight.
Yes, I discovered some of the materials to make it, so I decided to make it. It's made of some of the toughest wood that I can find out there. Since I've been traveling the world, I found some of the strongest materials that I can make some stuff out of it. So I made it this, what I like to call it, I like to call it the swordsman, the samurai swordsman armor, the samurai swordsman armor. This one is called the Northern Samurai. Imagine all these pictures, just menu me all of them, just imagine them like it. So this picture, long hair, makeup, and the other two pictures, long hair, makeup. So yeah.
Wow, they're so amazing.
Ain't they? So yeah. I found most of these out there in the world. A lot of them, I don't know, didn't feel it, didn't like it. So at least I have someone to give all these armors to. I think I got more, but uh, probably gonna experiment with more of them. But yeah, you can have. Wow, thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah, whatever, kid. Anyways, keep following me. I haven't taken you to your room yet. Right. So, yeah. Uh, he takes her to her room and everything, and she passes by a couple of different other armor sets, like this one. What? What's this one? Oh, that? That's a little something I designed up for the Uchiha clan. But since one of them selfish asshats decided to kill all of them, now I have a bundle of different Uchiha design armor sets. I put on the Tomo on the capes on the back. I put the Sharingan 3 Tomo on the shoulders and forehead for them to mark them as the Samurai Uchiha Elite. This was supposed to be a little bit of a gift, but one of them selfish Uchiha asshats decided to kill all of the Uchihas. And now I have a bunch of around 60 armor sets for no one. And since these are made for Uchihas, nobody knows how to work them. And even if I told them how it works and how it's supposed to work, they wouldn't get it. The Uchihas were supposed to get it the first time. And that's why I made it for the Uchihas. Oh, well, they're still cool though. Yeah, thanks for my critique. Yeah, thanks for your critique, kid. At least someone here loves my design art. Yeah. Just looking around, looking for other stuff. Yeah. Things here. Yeah. Let me just do that. Hey. What, sir? Mr. Gijen, sir? It's just Gijen. You don't have to be all formal with it. But anyway, I'll just dismiss that. You want to see something cool? Yeah. Alright, follow me. I've been working on this for quite the while. As he shows her the, if I could just find the dang thing here, he's been working on this. Whoa! It, it's big, right? Yeah! What is it? It's a chakra titan. I made it specially designed to take down a chakra beast, aka a tailed beast. So it's made of just pure chakra running through the entire thing. Slowly, year by year, I've been putting my own chakra into it so I can command it and it will listen to me. As this is its scale, that's its ankle, and this is how big it is. Right now, I've been using a few tests for it and all that other stuff. Soon enough, within a few years, this thing will be walking around taking care of tailed beasts who are out of line. Amazing! Ain't it though? My work is truly something to boggle at, ain't it? Yeah! And I've been working on a few other things as well if you just follow me. as he takes her to an experimental lab, and there's this thing on the experimenting table, and she asks, "What is that thing?" "Oh, this is one of my foot soldiers that I've been working on. I call it Test Subject B177. Test Subject 1 B177 shows immense amount of strength, power, speed, sense, all of that, all of the abilities heightened to 100%. I've been able to brawl with it for about 10 hours or so, but if I go full power, it will only last 2 seconds. But its durability, though, is quite amazing." Cool. Yep. But anywho, yeah. But yeah, guys, I think that's where I'm gonna leave it. Let me know down in the comments. Do you want a part 2 to this one shot? If you love it, smash that like button. Get your friends to smash that like button. And subscribe as well. You want a part 2? Well, it's gonna come if you do exactly as I said. Smash that like button. Subscribe. Comment down below. Part 2? Or do you guys want me to do something else? Let me know. As right now, that's where I'm gonna end it. I'm just gonna end it right there, ladies and gentlemen. Good night, all to you lovelies. Bye bye.